science class, and it's Maggie, Richardson, Amanda, Carl, and Jessica. Okay, so welcome to class. How's everyone doing today? Good? You guys are having a good day? So I apologize, I'm losing my voice and I haven't gotten it back yet, so you're going to have to listen really carefully because I'm talking as loud as I can, okay? Is that good? Yes, good. Okay. So today, here is our do now. So can you take out a piece of paper? If you don't have paper, they're in the back of the room. And you're going to answer the following question. What causes change in the Earth's surface? Just do your best. There's no right or wrong answer. And then you're going to share with your table partners what each person answered. Does that sound good? Thumbs up if you understand the directions, and they're right here on the board. Good job. Okay, so now that everyone's shared out their answers, what they think causes the Earth's surface, here is our visual today. So our TEK is talking about the Earth's surface, but more importantly, how these things change the Earth's surface. So we're going to touch on earthquakes, floods, volcanic eruptions, and landslides. So does anyone know what any of those are? Okay, those are all good predictions. So here, let's go over our class objectives together. So will you guys read them with me? So our content objective is,
I will be able to compare the changes in Earth's surface by demonstrating landslides that change the Earth's surface.
Good job. Okay, let's read our language objective.
I will be able to explain how the demonstration shows the changes that take place in Earth's surface by using correct vocabulary words learned during the lesson.
Awesome job, guys. So lastly, here's our class schedule so you know what's coming up. So we've already done the welcome and the objectives with me. And then we're going to head into the vocabulary and the new information with Miss Richardson and Miss Cazares.
Hi, I'm Miss Gossidis.
And I'm Miss Richardson.
So today we're going to be going over some vocabulary over the topic that you guys just learned with Miss Kelly. So I want you guys to continue on to the document or the
do now that Miss Kelly did with y'all.
And write down some physical changes on the Earth's surface that you are aware of.
So go ahead and do that, please. All right. You ready to move on, Miss Gossidis?
Yes. So, sorry guys, if you want to pair share real quick, you want to share what you have on your papers? Okay, that's awesome. Okay.
So now please go ahead and take out your science spirals, and we will be taking notes on new vocabulary that we're going over in this lesson. So if you would go ahead and grab those for us real quick. Awesome, thank y'all.
So the first vocabulary word that we're going to go over that correlates to volcanoes is ash. So can anybody tell me what ash is? Okay, have you seen it before? Any examples? It's great. So the definition of ash is burned parts that remained when something is destroyed. Yes, so it can be referred to after fires as well.
So the next word is lava. Can y'all say that with me real quick?
Lava.
Might be new to some of y'all. And the definition is melted rock from a volcano. Have any of y'all ever seen a picture or a video of a volcano? Awesome, you have on YouTube. Of course, YouTube has everything. But so lava, write this down in your notebooks, melted rock from a volcano, and it typically spews out of the top of a volcano.
So the next word that we're going to be going over is dust. Are you guys familiar with dust? Okay, I thought so. So fine powder made up of very small pieces of earth or sand. So can you guys tell me where one might typically find dust besides a classroom? Okay, awesome.
Miss Gossidis, what is fine powder?
Fine. Does anybody want to help us define what fine means? Oh, you're right. So it's little tiny pieces of particles that are very easy to just move and manipulate. So sometimes you can blow dust and it'll just go everywhere because it's very fine and easy to move, manipulate.
So that's an easy way to remember fine. It feels like that.
Yes.
The next word is erosion, and some of y'all may or may not be familiar with this word. So do you know what it means, Ms. Casares?
And I wouldn't want to confuse the class, so let's reference the definition.
So our definition is the process of Earth's materials being carried away and redeposited by wind, water, ice, or gravity. So there's a lot of options for erosion to happen, guys. I think you can agree with that. Could you give me an example of erosion? Right, when the wind carries bits of rock off of a rock and it smooths out over time, that's a perfect example of erosion.
So everyone remember that these are all natural causes. So erosion is caused by Mother Nature and its natural causes of the earth.
Perfect.
So the words that we're getting into are a little bit more higher level. We started off with like ash and dust, and now we're getting into more technical terms like uplift. So can any of you guys give me like a prediction of what you think the word uplift might be? Okay, yes, so it's to raise or elevate. So some mountains are formed with uplift. Can anybody tell me another type of landform that might be created? Volcanoes, good job. Okay, so they're formed when pieces of the Earth's crust are uplifted because of the force of gravity. So these are like different, yes, like mountains and volcanoes and different types of landforms are created through uplift.
And then tectonic plates. Now it might sound like a big word, but it really isn't if we break it down to tectonic plates. And what are tectonic plates? The pieces of the Earth's crust that float on the Earth's mantle. Now, do they really kind of float on top of the Earth? Not really, but it's easy if we think about them floating on the Earth's mantle. And what happens when tectonic plates rub up against each other? Earthquake, right, good job guys.
Okay class, so now what we're going to do is we're going to show you some pictures, and we're going to try to get you guys, you're going to give us feedback of what you think caused this natural disaster or this natural occurrence. So does anybody have any ideas of what might have caused this? Okay, so you think maybe like a car hit it or something, or, oh good, tectonic plates move, nice use of vocabulary. Right, Miss Maggie, do you have anything on this?
I think I agree with him that it could be tectonic plates. So what is it, Ms. Costa?
Erosion. Is it erosion?
Next one.
Okay, cool.
It's actually an earthquake. So they were right about the tectonic plates rubbing up against
guys.
each other. Very proud of y'all. So an earthquake, we're learning more vocabulary, is a shaking of a part of the Earth's surface that often causes great damage. So just like we talked about tectonic plates kind of rubbing up against each other, that's exactly what an earthquake is.
Good job. Okay, so what do you guys think this is?
Water, right?
He's canoeing? Okay.
That's a good observation. What do you see next to him over kind of in the corner?
Right.
What is that? The street sign? Yeah, why do you think the water is up to the street sign level? Because there's a lot, of course.
I like how you noticed the telephone poles. That means he's pretty high up and the water's pretty deep.
So what causes Ms. Casares?
A flood. Good job, Tommy. Okay, so the definition of a flood is a large amount of water covering an area of land that is usually dry. So that explains the street signs that you saw and how he was pretty high up.
And like when it's really dry here and we get a lot of rain and the ground can't soak it up, that's what happens when it floods here in San Antonio.
Yes. You want to take that one away?
So what do y'all think this is happening? Volcano, yes. What's volcano doing? Lava, y'all are listening, you're using your vocabulary, I'm so proud of y'all. So what is going on? A volcanic
eruption.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so let's see the definition of a volcano. So a volcano occurs when hot materials are thrown out of the top of a volcano. Lava, rocks, and dust are some of the materials. So you can see some of our vocabulary words that we learned today. Okay.
And then our last one, what do you think happened here? You see a street, that's right, I see a street right here. But what happened in the middle of the street? There's a lot of dirt and rock, right guys, good job. And you see a car. So why do you think the street is just gone, right in the middle? There's nothing there. I couldn't drive down that street if I wanted to.
Yeah, you're right. You can see like little pieces here. So what do you guys think happened? Okay, you're right. It's a landslide. So this is when a large amount of rocks and earth that suddenly and quickly moves down the side of a mountain or a hill. So we can go back to this picture and we can see that's what happens. So rocks move down the little mountain of the hill, creating a landslide.
Good observations. So what have we learned today?
I want you guys to share with your partner, and then we're going to share with the whole class. Okay.
Hello, I'm Mr. Vanover. Today we're going to demonstrate the mechanics and what causes a volcanic eruption, the forces from within the Earth's mantle that come up through the crust, creating a dynamic reaction between the rock and the materials that are within the Earth. When they finally hit the atmosphere, they explode and with such force that rock, melted rock, lava, and poison gases, once it reacts with the oxygen, are released into the atmosphere, greatly affecting the shape of the Earth's crust and the function of that ecosystem around the volcano. Welcome to our outdoor laboratory. What we've got here is a pile of dirt that we're going to call our mini volcano. It's not really to scale, but what we're going to do is demonstrate a simple chemical reaction and show you the similar type of eruptive force and sudden violence that goes from a peaceful, tranquil setting on top of a dormant volcano or a sleeping volcano, and how it can turn quite violent, quite drastic for the surrounding environment, creating lava flows and not a lot of gas with this one, but a lot of poison gases that can destroy the environment around the volcano. Now, don't try this at home inside the house. The magic ingredients for this recipe is a little baking soda, a little food coloring for effect, some dish soap, and some white vinegar. So we're going to see if we can set this volcano off, and so let's see if we can get it started. And the flow of the lava down the flume is quite temporary for this mini volcano, but the flow of lava down the flume in a real volcano would reshape the environment, creating new rock structures, reshaping the side of the mountain or the entire mountain, and maybe even devastation up to hundreds of miles away. The simple reaction can show you how quickly it can go from very quiet to very busy. So can you imagine lava flows going down both sides of a volcano, half of the volcano blowing into the air and spread for hundreds of miles? That's the type of devastation and destruction you can expect with a volcanic blast. The classic cone shape of this volcano demonstrates the way it was formed. Molten lava and rock force their way through any fissure they can find, any weak spot they can find in the Earth's crust, to burst out into the atmosphere, equalizing the pressure.
Everyone did a really good job today on paying attention to the lesson, and everyone learned a lot, I think, right? So now here's our exit ticket for the day before you leave. On a piece of paper, you're going to write down 2 new things you learned through the lesson. And up here, if you need an example, I've done mine up here, so you can come up and look if you need a completed example. And then once you turn this into the back bucket by the door, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.